عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. شلونك الإسلام حكي
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohammed Yahya.
Okay, how long have you been Muslim for?
I've been Muslim now for 4.5 years.
Okay, what was your life like before Islam?
Okay, so I was born in Mozambique, Southeast Africa, and I was forced to run away from my country at the age of 1 because of a civil war. There was a civil war there that left more than 1 million people dead and more than 4 million people scattered. So I was one of those families that had to run away from my country at the age of 1. So I never got to really bond with my family, never really got to bond with the people or even the country that I was born in. So I was forced to run away to Lisbon, the capital of Portugal, and I was raised there for the first 10 years of my life. Because I was a refugee, they put us in the worst council estates. I don't think there's any council estate in UK that you could compare it to. The council estates there where we were living, it was literally my whole family in one room. It was like a single room. We didn't have electricity, we didn't have water. People used to urinate and defecate in the lifts. There was no windows. Outside when we used to play, there was syringes there. Do you understand? So there was a lot of drugs. I remember at the age of 5 walking into a bathroom and seeing my uncle holding his penis and injecting himself. He's died now, he died of AIDS from sharing needles. So that's the kind of thing that we went through in Portugal. And then when I was 10, I moved to London. And just like any or majority of young black males in this country with not much money, I got involved in things that I shouldn't have got involved. Whether it's robbing people in school or doing scams. A lot of the Portuguese community, the black youth, were involved in a lot of scams, especially with passports and that kind of stuff. So some stuff I got into, other stuff I wasn't into, but my friends were doing it. So I was going around circles that were doing a lot of stuff that was negative until my mother died when I was in 2000, so 9 years ago, and that really kind of made me question what was the purpose of life, because I wanted to know where was this place that she went to. So I started studying a lot. I started studying about who I was as an individual. I started looking into other faiths. By that time, I kind of moved away from Christianity. I became a born-again Christian when I was 13, but by the time I was about 16, there was a lot of things that I disagreed with the Bible. When I questioned the pastor, he wouldn't have strong answers. So I started moving away from Christianity. I looked into Buddhism. I looked into a lot of like pro-black organizations like the Wahabians, bits of Nation of Islam. And then what happened was 2 of my friends were going to Gambia, the same country where there's a film called The Roots. Yeah, about Kunta Kinte, exactly. So they said, oh, you want to go to Gambia? And this is the first time I had a chance to go back to Africa. So I was like, rah, I only know about my continent based on things that people have told me, things that I've read, but I've never experienced it. So I decided to go there, and at the time I didn't know that 95% of the population were Muslim. Okay, so when I got there, I saw people who were poorer than me and experiencing even more poverty than I've ever experienced. But still they had something that I didn't have, and I questioned it. And there was this element, this brotherhood that was there that I couldn't quite understand it. For example, sometimes people would only have, a family would have a plate of rice with just tomato, that's it, rice and tomato, that's it. And if I went past, they would call me, ask me to sit down, and they'll be offended if I didn't sit down and eat with them. And I feel embarrassed to eat with them because I know that I could eat the plate by myself, but they're sharing all of this thing between 4 or 5 people. And I said, why is it that you're like this? And they said, because this is Islam. I said, that's not Islam. I've been in England for so many years and I never experienced that brotherhood. And they said, nah, this is Islam. I remember a brother that I knew there who was a taxi driver, and in the daytime he would make his money by traveling and dropping off tourists, and then in the evening he would go back to his village and give everyone free lifts, like old women or women who were carrying big baskets of food and stuff. He would give them free lifts. Or I remember the restaurant as well, they used to make their money from selling it to tourists, but in the night time they will close and give money to the homeless. And I said, why food to the homeless? The same quality food that they just sold in the daytime. I said, why do you do this? They said, this is Islam. And I thought to myself, boy, if this is Islam, then I want to be part of that. And I took my shahada.
Okay, how would you say Islam changed your life?
I think Islam changed my life in so many various ways. from before Islam, I used to fornicate with different women. Now I realize the importance of marriage. One of the teachings of our beloved Prophet Muhammad is that marriage is half of your deen. And we don't have to search hard, we just have to go outside that doorstep and see so many of the youth, black youth especially, that don't have a positive role model like a father, or come from broken families. They look for role models in drug dealers because they see them making money, pushing the biggest whips, making money, so they think, right, that's what I'm supposed to be like. But I truly believe now that marriage is the foundation to a good community. So mashallah, now I'm a married man. Do you understand? I've taken on a lot of responsibilities. I pray 5 times a day. I follow Islam to the best of my ability, and I'm constantly trying to strive and become myself a better Muslim. Do you understand? And my family have seen the differences. My friends have seen the difference. Do you understand? And I'm part of this global family. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, what advice have you got to the youth on the road, like bringing this gang culture and whatnot? What advice have you got to them?
Ultimately, there's no way out. Constantly chasing this money that even if you get it, how long are you gonna have it for? While you're chasing this money, you can die and you can't do nothing with this money. You know what I'm saying? So it's time for you to just reflect and try and understand what life is really about. Why are you here? Are you here to just make money and die and that's it? There's so much more to life, you know what I'm saying? So Islam is the solution. So all I say to them is look into Islam, go to the nearest mosque, ask for information. If you know a Muslim brother that's practicing, ask him for information. And God willing, like, God will show you the way, inshallah.
To see more exclusive interviews, go to www.roadsidetoislam.com. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.